Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me here on my channel. I'm so glad to have you. If you're new here, my name is Bridget, and today what I want to do is share with you how you can take a room that has a big screen TV and your comfortable couches and give it a look that will blend in with maybe your more primitive colonial rooms. Because I know everybody's got to have that comfortable room that they sit in and watch TV in, and I'm no exception. Got to have it. So we bought a new couch and a new recliner a couple weeks ago. So I just thought I would kind of show you what I did with this room and how I tried my best to make it blend in with the rest of my house. So stick around, and I'm just going to walk around this room and kind of show you some of the things I did to try to make it all mesh a little bit with the rest of my house. So hope you enjoy this video. Okay guys, here she is. A big, huge, comfortable, reclining sofa in a really light color. Feels so good. It's got all the little neck mechanisms where you can go up and down. And I've been having a little bit of trouble with my back. I've been seeing a chiropractor, so this feels so good to me. But now, this color, I was thinking, what am I going to do with this? I love it because it's so comfortable. I'm like, how am I going to make this fit into my house? So here's the couch I've got to work with. And here's the recliner. Another big, fluffy, lighter colored piece. So let's see here. What am I going to do? So y'all can see in this picture, this was before my new couch with the old couch and the red pillows. Then I had the red rug and just a little busier look. A lot of samplers hanging behind the old couch that I had. And there's the red check cranberry curtains that I had up. And I just kind of wanted to go for a more simple look, maybe not quite as busy. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this shelf that I did have here. I cleared everything off the shelf, and I brought in these two sconces, and I'm trying to simple this look down a little bit and maybe not make it look quite as busy. So what I'm going to try to do is bring in some little old reproduction portraits that I've got, primitive portraits, that have a little bit of this beige, and maybe try to pull in some of this beige. So I've already brought these in here. And they're just a couple of the primitive portraits like you see everybody using. So I'm going to put them up here. And I also brought in here a pewter charger. I love those because that'll kind of give it more of the colonial look in here, the early look that I'm kind of trying to get. I'm going to put this down here. And I brought in some more pewter. It's a pewter candle holder, and I love the way these candles have dripped. You can see that. They're so pretty when they burn and they drip down. But I'm going to put this candle holder right there. Let's see. I think that looks good, but I've just got this really big space in here now. I'm going to have to try to see what I can find to go there. All right, I think I found what'll work there. I've got a sign here that I made not too long ago called Spun Woolens. And you know me, I love all my hanging wool and my spinning wheels. So I kind of liked what that said. So let's try this right here. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is try to make this couch not look so light colored. I got to add in some dark things. So I'm going to add in some pillows and a maybe some kind of coverlet throw or something to go over this middle section. And let's see, I brought some pillows in. These are some that I actually ordered off of Amazon, and I liked the color. They had the dark and the dark khaki kind of dark brown camel color that I have that I wanted to kind of pull in here. So I'm going to start with them. And I went and robbed these out of my living room because I really didn't need them where I was using them. Just the dark checks. And I'm going to kind of layer up those pillows. That's looking better. That's looking better, I think. And now I went and took this piece. It's an old wool type blanket. Big old buffalo check looking blanket. And I think that'll look good on the back of this couch. Let's see here. Now I think that kind of helps. It kind of draws the beige in from the portraits. And I'm kind of trying to go with more of a the blacks and the dark camel browns and the beige. I'm trying not to do red in here. I have a tendency to put a lot of red and blue in my rooms, but this one I'm going to try to stay more neutral with the beiges and the browns and blacks. And I don't know, I may throw some kind of little pop of color in here, but it won't be red or blue. Okay, so I think this is looking okay now. And really all I'm going to do here is just add this buffalo check pillow that I had made. And I don't want to add, if I add too many things, this is going to be hubby's chair. So every time he sits down, he'll be complaining that he's got to take this off and that off. So we'll just give him one pillow to take off. All right, now I'm going to work in this corner over here beside this recliner. And you can see what I've done so far. I already had this shelf hanging on this wall. It's mounted to a stud, so I didn't want to take it down. And I just changed up what I had on the shelf. I just put some pewter measures, a couple old wooden things that look like bottles, a lantern, some old books, some feathers, and a little inkwell, a little rye basket, and a little box. So that's kind of all my beige colors, my neutral colors. And then I brought this mirror in here. It's just a colonial looking mirror, Chippendale mirror. And it's old, and you can see the glass on it is so old. It looks kind of blurry, but I love the way it looks. And then I brought this little piece in here. I did have this. I know the sun, it's probably hard to see this. But I brought this piece in. It was back in my back bedroom. And this is the sweetest piece. I know you guys have probably seen me go over on Ricky's cousin Gilbert's farm and get pumpkins and Christmas trees. Well, he and his new wife, Mitzi, gave me this darling little piece that was in her family. And she's not really into all these antique kind of things like I am. And they were so sweet to give me this piece. So I wanted it to be seen, so I brought it in here. And I just love it. I actually bought this little table from Jackie Chitwood's shop, Antiques on 231. I bought this the other day, and it actually has a little top where it folds out and makes a circle. So I just left one of the sides folded in so I could scoot it back up closer to my window. But I've got ideas for this piece that I think are going to look good. So anyway, I'm going to work in this little corner here for a few minutes. All right, guys, something else that I did to get the red out of here. I did have red swag curtains up here. They were a buffalo check, kind of a cranberry color. And I had them mounted in here when I actually had some red in here. And since I'm getting rid of the red, I decided to just bring in some linen curtains that I had made from tablecloths. I bought the tablecloths at Target and cut them in half. They were, I think, 60 by 120, like it would fit a really long table. Cut them in half, and it had enough from one tablecloth to make the 2 window curtains for this room. And it was so simple. You just hem them, make a pocket up here, and then use a tension rod to squeeze together and mount it in your window. So anyway, I like just the linen-y look, just the neutral color. I think it's going to look really good in here. And the bottoms, I have these bottoms where I can slide these open and let the sunlight in during the day, and then close them at night when you want just a little bit of, you don't want to feel like everybody's looking at you at night. But, so anyway, I do like the way those curtains look. And they are hung back here. I'll get a close-up view of that. They are actually hung with a little hook. See if I can show you. It's just a little hook that attaches to the trim, and then you just pull them up to one side, gather them up, so simple, and lap it over this hook. Just a real simple look, but I just love the way that those curtains look. And you can see this is the other window where I did the same thing. Just pulled them to one side and have the little hook. And then I've got these that I can open up and let the sunlight in. All right, when I brought this shelf in, I used just one of my little candle lights that I had and put that on this little shelf. So I'm going to need to get something to go here, and then I'm going to need something for my table. So this is the fun part. You can, when you have all this stuff, you can just go shopping in your house and see what you can find and swap things out. So I did a little bit of shopping a few minutes ago, and I actually found a rye basket that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to set it in the corner of this little shelf. And then I got this little crock bottle, and I just put some feathers in it. I'm going to set it back here. So that kind of fills up that corner a little bit. Now I want to try to figure out what I want to put on this table. And I always love it if you have something, some flowers, especially this time of year. It's so drab looking outside. If we can bring in some springy looking flowers, I think that looks pretty in a window. So again, went shopping in my house, and y'all probably seen me use this green bottle before. This is a bottle that my mama gave me, and I think the light coming in looks pretty on that bottle. And I'm going to put these, I ordered these flowers here, guys, off of Temu. And I'm telling you, for those of you that haven't tried it yet, they have the prettiest flowers. And they were so, I mean, so inexpensive, so cheap. I mean, if you try to go buy these around here locally, you know, these stems, for those of you probably know they're expensive. But I think I probably got all those stems for maybe $8, and they're really long ones, but I think that looks pretty right there. And let's see, I think I'm going to use another one of my rye baskets. Just going to try to keep this simple. Just set one of my rye baskets here. I like that. See if y'all can see that a little better with, if I get, and I need to tighten my curtain rod up. It's a drooping. But you can see those flowers. They are just the prettiest flowers. Now I have this bottom section of this table that has a shelf under it. And I think I've got the perfect crock that's going to be pretty right there. I'm going to use this crock. I had it out on my deck, but I thought it would be pretty sitting on this shelf down here. So I think that looks pretty. Now I'm going to move around to a different section of the room. Now I feel like this is looking good over here. I'm going to let a little sunshine in. But I think I'm going to take one of my banister back chairs. Actually, this is they call it a fiddleback chair. I guess because of the design of this. But I'm going to set it right there under this mirror. Because again, it has the colonial look that I'm trying to go for. Under this Chippendale mirror, it looks really pretty. This was, I think they said, a Queen Mary chair, a fiddleback. So let's leave that there. Okay, guys, I drug this in here. Had to stop and get some help from hubby on this one. This thing is heavy. Boy, the furniture from years ago is heavy. This is actually a hutch table. If you were to fold this top down, it makes a table, and when you fold the top up, it makes a chair. And it's in a real old dark green color. And I bought it from a friend of Sherry Baggett's, and I love this piece. And I had it at the end of my haul, and I decided that I thought I might try to bring in some of this darker green color in here. So now I just want to put something on the top here, hang something up here, and maybe set something down in the seat. So guys, don't be looking at my nail holes, and it looks pretty bad. So let's see here. I have this old portrait. This is, as my little Cooper and Bonnie call her, they're a little afraid of her. They think she's kind of scary, which I don't think so. But anyway, I'm going to hang her up here. Okay, because again, she goes with that early look that I'm trying to achieve in here. Even though I have a big screen TV, she's going to go good with the look. And I brought in this coverlet. It's a reproduction coverlet, and it's in the black. And I'm just going to fold it over the back here. Okay, I like that. Make sure I got that even. I think so. And to put in this seat, I bought a rye basket the other day when I went to the Nashville shows, and I'm going to be sharing with you the few things that I got and what I actually did with them. But this is one of the things I got. It's a big, huge rye basket. Gosh, I love these things. And I'm going to set it right here. I just filled it full. Actually, I filled the bottom with some brown paper so that it wouldn't take up so much room, or wouldn't have to have so much wool. And then I put this wool on the top to look like it's just full of wool. But again, the beige in this wool, the lighter color, I think it's going to fit good with my couch and my recliner. So I think I like that. Now I want to try to find something to put on top of this piece. This is actually a cabinet. You can see the cabinet. And behind these doors are all of my grandbaby's toys. So the stuff that they play with when they come here mostly. But I think I'm just going to go really simple here because I don't want to put anything up here that's going to get in front of the TV, because y'all know how that goes. That won't be good. So I think I'm just going to put a couple of wood bowls. Just a couple of wood bowls. And I think that's going to look okay. All right, guys, working my way around this room. I've had this black and tan buffalo check here. It's been sitting here for a while now. And after Christmas, I actually brought this comb-back Windsor chair in here. And I thought, well, I'm just going to set them side by side and put a little table between them. And I thought that would look pretty. And then I had this board. It's just an old breadboard that I hung up here. And I actually put an old antique sampler on it. And again, the glare is just so terrible. But that's kind of what I had going on here. And now I'm just going to maybe add a pillar or two, maybe a little something else on that table. I think I'll actually add, this is a pillow that I made from an old antique rug, and just going to set it here. And I think that's going to tie with my beige and browns and blacks. And again, it's old and it looks good in this Windsor chair. And I need a little something to go right here on this table. And I'm thinking maybe something that's a little more springy, kind of to brighten this corner up a little bit. And let me go see what I can find while I'm shopping in my house. Okay, I found this little pewter pitcher. And actually, these are some tulips that I got, again, off of Temu. And I think they were, oh my goodness, maybe $4 or $5 for the bunch of these. And they're that, what do they call it? The texture where they feel real. They almost have a rubbery feel to them. But anyway, I'm going to put those in there. And then I always try to make these look a little more real. I'll try to bend the stems a little bit. And then I always try to make one look like it's wilting a little bit. To me, that's probably crazy, my thought process, but it makes it look like it's a little more real. If you've got one that's actually, it's tired. It's been in there a little while, so it's starting to wilt. But anyway, guys, I think that looks cute, sitting right there with this little primitive light. Okay, now, let's see, working around the room. Let's see here. Now this corner over here, I really didn't change anything here. I still had my black clock, the clock that I bought and did the video of, how I redid that. I think I bought the clock for, oh my goodness, $20 or something. It was so cheap, I would have to look back. And brought it home and painted it black and tried to make it look old. But I think the black clock looks good in here. And then I already had this bowl rack. And I just kind of rearranged the bowls I had in there a little bit. But I think I can live with that corner. We'll just leave it alone. And let's see. Again, I was kind of trying to bring in a little bit of this green color and the dark green. And I had this box in my kitchen forever. And I decided I was going to stack these two on top of each other and use them as an end table here. And when you're coming down my hall, you know, I think it looks pretty. You don't see the side of a reclining couch. You're going to see the side of these two boxes stacked on top of each other. And I've got me a little lamp up there to work by. And then I just set a basket here. Just a basket with some candles in it that I had grunged up. Just trying my hardest to keep it simple, because I know I have the tendency to get a little carried away sometimes. So I have to really work at trying to keep it simple. All right, y'all, something else I did in here. I went and got two rugs that I had from back in one of my bedrooms and changed out some rugs. And these are both actually antique rugs. And they had, you know, the colors I was looking for, the dark colors, the black, and actually this one has some salmon color in it. These rugs, I love these kind of rugs. They're so pretty. And with me having this light colored carpet and the light colored couch, I said I've got to have something dark on the floor. Now, would I want this rug to be a little bit bigger in this area? Yes, but I just haven't had any luck finding anything, so I'm just going to keep my eyes open and try to see if I can find something that's got the black in it and the darker colors that'll fill this area in more. And then in front of my couch, I actually put this rug, which is another one that's an old antique rug. And I've just kind of got both of these rugs in here for now. They actually look okay, but you know, one big rug is going to look better when I find one. But it kind of, all these colors of these rugs kind of gives this room a little bit more older look that I'm kind of looking for. I think it looks okay. Now I had to find a little side table for hubby's chair, and I actually had this little, I think they call this a Martha Washington sewing table, and it's just a little table that I picked up at a yard sale or something for a good price, but it's a cute little table. And I wanted some greenery in here to liven it up a little bit for spring. And so I put just a little plant, and I love this little ivy plant. My sweet daughter Heather and her little girl, my granddaughter Bonnie, gave me that. And it's growing so good, it likes where it's living in here. And then I just have a few boxes that I stacked. which hubby loves. Every time he goes to try to set something on the table, he's got to fight my boxes. Okay, guys, got this door. This is a closet, and actually I'll give you a little background on this room. This room that we turned into a little den was my oldest daughter's room, and when she moved out and got her own place, she took her bedroom furniture and most of the things that were in here. So we decided we just turned this into a little den where we spent most of our time watching TV. So the downside of that is I have this big closet door in here that I was thinking, how can I camouflage this door and make it not so noticeable? So, because I don't really use it, it's storage in here, so I rarely get in here. So what I decided to do, I got me some of these little plastic hooks, the little 3M hooks, because I didn't want to tear up the door. So I just got some of those little 3M hooks that are plastic, and I know you guys have used those. And I hung 3 on here. What I want to try to do is maybe hang some of my capes that I've made, and maybe some powder horns and a tricorn hat, and just maybe try to fill in this space of this door so it's not so noticeable. So I've gone and gathered up some of my capes. I can get this hung on here. The hook is not very big, so it's got like a little leather pouch with some feathers. And I've got this black cape that I made. And I'm actually probably going to do a video at a later time to show you guys how simple it is to make these capes. And they make such good decoration in your home when you're trying to style it in this style. Okay. And there's my little powder horn that I'm going to hang up. Okay. Now, and went and got this tricorn hat. And let's see if we can get it hung on here. Okay. Now, well, I mean, you still know that it's a door, but it's not hardly as noticeable now. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. And I want to set something in front of this door. And I had this Windsor chair already in here, so I'm going to set it back where I had it. And see, I got the little Windsor chair there. And I think I'm going to take this pillow and add it. My mom made me this sweet little pillow, and it is a silhouette of George Washington. Of course, he's got his little tricorn hat on, so I'm just going to put that in here in my chair. That kind of finishes off that look. It's got the beige like in my couch and my recliner. And so I'm happy with that. And then I've got this sign in here that I actually made. It's just a tavern sign that I used our last name in, because I kind of think it ties in with the look that I'm going for in this room. so guys, I hope you found some tips that you can use today, and maybe, you know, see how you can find a way to have these big old TVs and these big old chairs, these big old comfortable couches, and, you know, still get the look that you're trying to achieve, and still actually be able to keep your comfort. Because hey, I'm going to tell you that when it gets dark and it's nighttime, I love the look of things, but I'm looking for comfort when I go to sit in my chair at night. So this is definitely a lot more comfortable than the straight up primitive pieces that I have in my living room. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.